This wasn't supposed to happen. Experts said Crawford was too small. They said Canelo's power at 168 pounds would be too much. They said moving up 2 divisions was suicide. Crawford didn't just prove them wrong, he made it look easy. Today we're breaking down the scientific, technical species. In the 4-belt era, there's only one conclusion, but Crawford is not human, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Let's dive in. Let's start with what Crawford just accomplished on September 13th, 2025, because this is where the not human argument becomes undeniable. Crawford moved up from 154 pounds, where he'd only fought once in his entire career, jumped to 168 pounds, and beat Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision. Crawford is now the first male fighter in the 4-belt era to become undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes: junior welterweight, welterweight, and now super middleweight. Nobody else has done this. Nobody else has come even close. Before the fight, everyone said it couldn't be done. Crawford's too small. Canelo hits too hard at 168. Moving up 2 divisions is crazy. Payday for Crawford. Even his biggest to be Crawford's first. Those best power shots, like they were nothing. Canelo's power, which had stopped 39 opponents before, didn't affect Crawford at all. The judges scored it at 115 to 113 and 116 to 112, all for Crawford. After the fight, Crawford said, "I told y'all, I'm not just here by coincidence. God blessed me. He made this event, and he made this night just for me." That's destiny. That's something beyond human. Now let's talk about Crawford's most obvious superhuman ability. He's a true switch hitter. Against Canelo, he fought entirely southpaw. But throughout his career, he's been equally dominant from both stances. Not someone who can fight southpaw for a round or two. I'm talking about a fighter who's equally powerful and equally technical from both orthodox and southpaw. Think about what that means. Most fighters spend their entire lives perfecting one stance. Crawford has perfected 2. He's knocked out elite fighters from both stances. He's won world titles at 5 different weight classes. He's dominated world-class opposition from whatever stance he chooses. In his fight against Yuriorkis Gamboa, Crawford switched stances 141 times. And not just random switches. Every switch had a purpose. Every switch created an angle. Every switch confused and broke down Gamboa, an Olympic gold medalist, until he quit on his stool. Boxing trainers and analysts have said that what Crawford does simply shouldn't be possible. Legendary trainer Teddy Atlas called him one of the most skilled fighters I've ever seen. Andre Ward said Crawford's ability to switch stances is like having 2 different fighters in one body. But here's what makes it truly inhuman. Crawford doesn't just switch stances between rounds. He'll start a 3-punch combination orthodox, switch to southpaw on the second punch, and land the third punch from a completely different angle. Your brain can't process that. His opponent certainly can't. In the history of boxing, only a handful of fighters have truly mastered switch hitting. Marvin Hagler did it. Roy Jones Jr. could do it. But even they didn't do it at Crawford's level, while also moving through 5 weight divisions and becoming 3-time undisputed champion. Now let's talk about Crawford's boxing IQ, because the Canelo fight proved this man processes information like a supercomputer. Against the biggest star in boxing, Crawford showed no fear. He studied Canelo's patterns and executed his game perfectly. Crawford established his jab early. He used his reach advantage. He countered Canelo's body attack. He made adjustments throughout the fight. By the middle rounds, Crawford was landing at will. Canelo couldn't figure him out. This is Crawford's pattern. Round 1, he's studying. Round 3, he's already figured you out. By round 4 or 5, he's doing whatever he wants. Against Canelo, a fighter with 67 professional fights, Crawford solved the puzzle. Against Sean Porter, one of the most difficult fighters to face, Crawford solved the puzzle and stopped him in round. Not after getting hit a few times. During the actual exchanges, he'll throw a jab, see how you react, and adjust his follow-up punch mid-motion based on your reaction. That processing speed is not normal. Former opponent Amir Khan said fighting Crawford was like fighting someone who knows what you're going to do before you do it. Kell Brook said Crawford's adjustments were scary. That's not boxing. That's precognition. That's superhuman awareness. And check this out. Crawford is calm. Watch him between rounds in the Canelo fight. He's never breathing heavy. He's never panicked. He's just sitting there like he's watching TV, casually talking to his corner. Meanwhile, Canelo, the naturally bigger man, is working harder and burning more energy. Let's talk about Crawford's accuracy, because what this man does with his punches defies physics. Against Canelo, a defensive master with incredible head movement, Crawford landed clean combination after clean combination. Crawford's punch accuracy is consistently above 45%, even while moving up in weight. For context, the average professional boxer lands around 25 to 30% of their punches. Elite fighters might hit 35 to 40%. Crawford operates in a different dimension, and he maintains that accuracy, whether he's fighting at 135 pounds or 168 pounds. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about what he hits and when he hits it. Crawford's body attack is legendary. He doesn't just throw body shots, he targets specific areas. He knows exactly where to land to take your breath away. Against Canelo, a fighter who walks around at 185 plus pounds, Crawford at 167.5 pounds was landing the cleaner, more effective punches. How? Because his precision is surgical. Every punch has a purpose. Every punch lands on the exact spot he's aiming for. Here's what makes Crawford's precision inhuman. Normally, when fighters move up in weight, their accuracy drops. They're fighting bigger, faster opponents. But Crawford's accuracy actually improved against Canelo. He was landing combinations that Canelo, with all his experience, couldn't anticipate or avoid. Compare Crawford's precision to other elite pound-for-pound fighters. They're all accurate, but none of them maintain that precision across 5 weight divisions. None of them land with surgical accuracy against opponents who have 14-pound weight advantages. Crawford lands punches from angles that shouldn't exist. He was finding openings in one of the best defensive games in boxing. He creates openings that his opponents don't even know are there. Here's any weight against any type of opponent, and not only win, but dominate. Crawford just beat Canelo Alvarez, jumping 14 pounds and 2 weight divisions. Canelo is one of the biggest stars in boxing history, fought at 175 pounds before, and Crawford made him look ordinary. You want to be an undefeated technical boxer? Ask Errol Spence. Crawford stopped him in 9 rounds, dropping him 3 times. You want to pressure him? Sean Porter tried. Crawford stopped him in round 10. You want to box him? Crawford's footwork and ring IQ will dominate you. Here's what's truly superhuman. Crawford doesn't just have one elite skill. He has all of them. Power, check. Speed, check. Defense, check. Ring IQ, check. Adaptability, check. And now, the ability to move up 14 pounds and beat a legend, check. And let's talk about his mental game. Crawford took the fight everyone said he couldn't win. At 37 years old, after a year layoff, moving up 2 divisions against the face of boxing, and he knew he would win. Before the fight, while everyone doubted, Crawford was calm. He wasn't talking trash. He wasn't trying to convince himself. He knew. That's not confidence. That's certainty. That's a different level of mental programming. Let's put Crawford's achievement into historical context, because this is where it becomes clear we're witnessing something that will never happen again in our lifetimes. Crawford is the first male fighter to win undisputed titles in 3 weight divisions in the 4-belt era. That's since 2007. That's 18 years of boxing, and nobody else has done it. Not Canelo, not Pacquiao, not Mayweather, nobody. Crawford started at 135 pounds. He's now champion at 168 pounds. That's a 33-pound range. And he didn't just win titles. He became undisputed at 140, 147, and 168. That means holding all 4 major titles at the same time. 3 times. Manny Pacquiao won titles at 8 weight divisions, but was never undisputed. Floyd Mayweather won titles at 5 weights, but was never undisputed. Oscar De La Hoya won titles at 6 weights, but never undisputed. Roy Jones Jr. moved from middleweight to heavyweight, but wasn't undisputed multiple times. Crawford has done something that combines the best achievements of all the legends. Multi-division success like Pacquiao, undefeated perfection like Mayweather, undisputed dominance like no one else. And here's the scary part. Crawford says he might not be done. In his post-fight interview, when asked about retirement, he said, "I don't know. I gotta sit down with my team, and we're gonna talk about it." This man just made history, and he's still hungry. The dedication required to do this is inhuman. Crawford has maintained elite-level skills across 5 weight divisions. Do you understand how many hours, how many years, how much sacrifice that requires? Most fighters can't maintain excellence at one weight class for their entire career. So let's review the evidence. Terence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez, jumping 14 pounds and 2 divisions. First male fighter to become 3-time undisputed champion in 4-belt era. Masters both stances at an elite level across 5 weight classes. Possesses information like a supercomputer and adjusts mid-fight. Maintains surgical precision regardless of opponent size. Adapts to any style and dominates at any weight. Possesses unshakable mental fortitude and predicts outcomes with scary accuracy. Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence is overwhelming. Terence "Bud" Crawford is not human. He's a boxing cyborg, a fighting algorithm programmed to perfection. He doesn't just beat opponents. He makes the impossible look routine. At 42-0 with 31 knockouts, 5-division world champion, 3-time undisputed champion, and the first ever to do it, Crawford has proven he operates on a different level than everyone else. He just did what experts said couldn't be done, and he made it look easy. What Crawford did against Canelo will be talked about for generations. This wasn't just a win. This was a statement. This was proof that greatness has no limits. This was a man defying physics, probability, and logic to cement his legacy as one of the greatest fighters who ever lived. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Crawford the greatest fighter of this generation? Is he the pound-for-pound #1? Where does he rank all time after this victory? Let me know below. If this video opened your eyes to just how special Crawford is, smash that like button and subscribe. Turn on notifications because we're breaking down the best fighters in the world every week. Share this with everyone who missed this historic moment. Until next time, remember, we just witnessed history. We just watched a fighter do something that will never be repeated. Terence Crawford isn't just great. He's superhuman. He's not human.